The LinkedIn algorithm is not just not getting worse. I think it's getting better. Let me show you. In the last several years, I've gone from posting maybe once, 1.5 times a week, and then 2 to 3 times a week to upwards of 4 times a week. And here's what I've noticed about my LinkedIn content performance. My engagement rate is going way, way up, and I'm seeing this across lots of different LinkedIn profiles. Let's dig into it. See how I started posting more images and more carousels and some more videos, but the engagement rate on everything is going way up toward the end of this graph. The reason for that, I think, is because LinkedIn is getting better and better at showing people the content that they want to engage with, whether that's encouraging new formats or just figuring out who you want to see, or actually more accurately, what kind of posts you want to read about. This could be because their AI is getting better, because their language model is getting better. But I've noticed that whereas in the past, you used to be able to kind of count on a certain amount of reach per post based on who you were as an author, nowadays, each post is standing on its own more. So when each post is running on its own merit, the baseline is lower for how much you can kind of expect to get on any one post, while at the same time, the upside is much, much higher. So I'm noticing that a lot of people who engage with my content are customers, peers, but also people who are similar to my customers and peers, which is great. Now, if I take out the high outliers and convert this graph from a percent to a numerical total, I see something similar. The actual number of engagements per post is going up. And I prefer this to the amount of reach because I want to know who's actually taken the time to engage with the content and not just view it in their feed. Because again, what I want people to do is take action, meaning oftentimes to do business with my company in some way. So if I take out the high outliers, because sometimes I do have thousands of people engage with a post, we can see that the trend line on every single content format, text, video, image, carousel, aka PDF, it's all going up, which is great news. Now, how do you actually make this happen? What is the workflow you need to follow to see results like this and to also not see your reach drop? Well, number one, you need to be engaged. What does that mean? So it means you need to actually contribute and not just take. When you post and you don't engage, you're basically saying to LinkedIn, I want to take from your network. I would like you to show my content for free to people who are on LinkedIn, and I'm not going to give you any of the currency of LinkedIn, which is engagement, in order to get that. Now, LinkedIn's worked out that this is kind of a selfish user pattern, and they're not really rewarding you as much for it if you haven't already given a lot to the ecosystem already. So find new, whether you want to call it influencers or just people of interest and influence in whatever niche you are in, and write comments on their content. Send them messages. Add value. Don't just automate all of your interactions. Treat it like the social aspect of a conference. So I hate to prescribe certain numbers, but if you can, including comments on your own content and other people's content, write 50 comments a day, you'll be in good shape as long as you're not, again, automating these things and putting out comments that are so low value that they barely even count or even kind of count against you in the eyes of people in your industry. Next, you do have to create. But when you do, as you're creating your content, look at what people are paying attention to. Look at the core messages that your business has to say, not just what's working in some hook course or a copywriting course, but think about the real things you're going through and learning in your business, and also combine that with what people have engaged with you on in the past. What are your customers saying? What are your clients telling you? What are you hearing on discovery calls that is coming up all the time? Misconceptions, challenges, misunderstandings, whatever it is. Talk about those. Next, you need to analyze. You need to figure out what you're doing that's working and what you're doing that's not contributing much value. For example, posting 7 times a week or more, for most people, probably isn't adding that much value compared to 3 to 5 times per week when you're able to create really good content, again, in a way that's on point for you, that aligns with your strategic narrative about what you think the market should do or not do differently. And while not forgetting to be engaged with your ecosystem, start to repurpose. Go through your content analytics, whether you're using our Aware product or otherwise doing it by hand. Go through and repurpose the content that is doing the best, because some people are not going to see it the first time. And again, when you're contributing a narrative to the market to develop the ecosystem or industry that you're in, you need to say your point a lot of different times. You need to make that point, ask the same question several times for it to really sink in. And that's including people who did or didn't see it the first time. So make sure that you're giving your ecosystem, your customer base, a chance to really have your ideological offer sink in. Now, again, I want to leave you with one more point. The LinkedIn algorithm is getting better, but that's not the full story. The full story is this: there's never been a better time to build your business. So if you're getting too bogged down in the reach, in the numbers, in the posts, in the workflows, in the commenting, and all that stuff, just remember you're not here to do LinkedIn and to check a box. You're here to grow a business, and maybe LinkedIn can be a good marketing and networking channel for you. Feel free to hit us up at Aware if you have any questions, you want more data, or you want to see analytics and engagement stats for yourself.